wrong font.
But sometimes, for me, I find it helpful to kind of think about the bookends. Like if you imagine a product that never fails, right? That just doesn't fail.
Yep.
And on the other end, a product that maybe isn't very reliable, but is super easy to repair.
Right.
A product that never fails is obviously better for the customer. It's better for the environment.
Okay, it's interesting you put it that way, because on one end you have the product that never fails.
Uh-huh.
On the other hand, you have the product that can be replaced infinitely, but it's not as reliable.
Yep.
That downside of being not as reliable comes from being infinitely repairable. But I think some would argue that the downside of being really hard to repair comes from being almost infinitely durable.
Sure, but they're not always mutually exclusive. Like those are kind of the bookends. So let me give you like a couple of examples.
Yeah.
I think of battery on an iPhone as being an important one. On an iPhone, on any phone, a battery is something, if you want to extend the life of the product, that's something that's going to need to be replaced, right? Batteries wear out. But as we've been making iPhones for a long time, in the early days, one of the most common types of failures was water ingress, right?
Yep.
Where you drop it in the pool, or you spill your drink on it, and the unit fails. And so we've been making strides over all those years to get better and better and better in terms of minimizing those failures. And I don't know how many years it's been now, but we got to a point of IP68, which is kind of a rating for water ingress, which is really impressive. And I think you get to see some of these tests, right?
Yep.
And it's great because we get these stories of people, literally, I dropped my phone in the lake, I couldn't get it for 2 weeks, I fished it out, it still works. They're super excited. That said, to get the product there, you've got to design a lot of seals, adhesives, other things to make it perform that way, which makes it a little harder to do that battery repair.
Right.
You still need to do the battery repair, so we need to make sure we have solutions for customers to do that, which we do. But it's objectively better for the customer to have that reliability. And it's ultimately better for the planet because the failure rates since we got to that point have just dropped. It's plummeted, right? The number of repairs that need to happen. And every time you're doing a repair, you're bringing in new materials, to replace whatever broke.
Yeah.
So you can actually do the math and figure out there's a threshold at which if I can make it this durable, then it's better to have it a little bit harder to repair because it's going to net out ahead.